Jay was very sorry that she was unable to be here with us today and very excited for this inaugural summit, hoping that it really will be a call to action, that each of us will walk away feeling strongly that there is something we can do individually to move this whole agenda forward. We at the ACCJ are grateful for the support that we receive from the US government, particularly the consulates and the embassy, in terms of building American business in Japan, and especially here in Kansai. Today is actually a national holiday in the United States. It is Labor Day. Perhaps it's very fitting that we are here celebrating the empowerment and working toward the empowerment of the Japanese female labor force. As a national holiday, it's also a holiday for government institutes abroad. And for that reason, we are particularly grateful to the United States Consul General for Osaka-Kobe, Mr. Alan S. Greenberg, for joining us on his holiday to share his words of support for the summit and for working women. Consul General Greenberg has been very active in his encouragement and engagement in ACCJ's key initiatives to make a difference and improve the working environment for women. So we appreciate your joining us today, and thank you for taking the time to share a few words.
Thank you very much, Marianne, and thank you to all of you for coming out today. I'm actually happy to be here, even if it is Labor Day. This is an exciting event, the first Women in Business Summit here in Kansai. I've noticed that the ACCJ has a knack for good timing, and the timing for this event could not be better. I'd like to reminisce just a bit, look back at the progress that women, and as Marianne said, everyone has made on women's empowerment. My first role model in women's empowerment was my own mother. She was born in Michigan. Her father died when she was 9 years old. She, her mother, and an elder sister had no job skills outside the home. They struggled. My mother grew up determined that she would be independent and self-supporting. Rare in those days, but she succeeded. With a combination of grit, luck, and talent, she worked her way through college and got a job during the World War II labor shortage, not as Rosie the Riveter, but in a job that in the past had been considered men's work. So I grew up in a home where equal opportunity, and we didn't have the term then, but women's empowerment was taken for granted as an ideal. But it was still not a reality by any means. It would take decades for the legal framework to be put in place for equal opportunity in America. When I first started my career, it was still rare for women in the State Department, in the Foreign Service, to be in positions of leadership or management. Most of my bosses have been men. But I had two excellent female mentors, bosses, both of whom went on to become ambassador. And now we've certainly broken the glass ceiling in terms of secretaries of state. My top boss in the last 17 years, for 12 years, has been 3 extraordinary women as Secretary of State. Coming closer to home here in Kansai, my colleague Helen Huang, where are you, Helen? Take a bow, head of our commercial service, counted how many men and how many women work in our consulate. I'm proud to say that we have more women than men. There are a lot of reasons for that, but I think it's partly because we offer a workplace where diversity is fostered and the rights of everyone are respected. In recruiting and hiring, we are not allowed by law to ask the applicant's age, marital status, or parental status, whether they have children or not, or other family obligations. It's illegal. There are strict prohibitions on discrimination by gender in promotion, strict prohibitions on sexual harassment, or the creation of a hostile workplace for any reason. We encourage reasonable working hours and allow leave for maternity, childcare, and family illness. So I think this makes our consulate an attractive workplace for both hiring and retention. We also recently counted the number of employees who have worked at the consulate for more than 20 years. I'm proud to say 2/3 are women. I don't need to tell you who now is ambassador in Tokyo. But Ambassador Kennedy actually has a sort of predecessor. I don't know how many of you remember Ambassador Baker's wife, Nancy Kassebaum, the first US senator, first female US senator to be elected in her own right. That is, not following a husband, but she was elected on her own merit. Nancy Kassebaum, you may recall, was a kind of co-ambassador with Howard Baker, and they were an incredible power couple. So Ambassador Kennedy has a lot of predecessors, but she's doing a super job. I hope you'll hear from her directly, but I'd just like to cite what she mentioned at the ACCJ Women in Business event that was held in Tokyo in June. She commended, just as Jay did now, Prime Minister Abe and his government for what they are doing on women's empowerment in business, in government, and in all fields of activity. It's great to see that there's progress in such a short time, she said. And I hope that we'll see similar progress here in Kansai, in the local governments, as Jay mentioned, and in the companies that we have here, so we can continue that momentum. Judging by all the participants here today, including another employee of our consulate, who've taken time out of their busy schedules, I'd say that this summit is already a huge success. Kudos to the ACCJ staff, members of the ACCJ Kansai and Women Business community, Kitano-san and Marianne, for putting this all together. And I wish you success here at the summit and in the months and years to come. Thank you very much.